Okay, our last order of business before our reception is the some awards that the Psbta is going to bestow upon a number of folks, some that are here and some that unfortunately couldn't make it. But I think it's really important that we recognize the good work that's been done, not only in the public sector side, but on the private sector side. And to do those awards, I'd like to introduce Al Gillespie, who's the president of the Psbta. Al.
Thanks, Chris. I have with me Carl Wilmus. You may have seen him outside there. He's our deputy director for the association, works with Martha, and he was kind of controlling everything on the outside there. So this is the portion where we want to give back a little bit and say thank you a little bit for some of the folks who have been involved. These are things that they can put on their I Love Me wall, and those of you with the military or public safety service understand what those are. You got to have one of those in your home, or office. So the first award we're going to give out is the Psbta Award for Public Safety Leadership. This award acknowledges exemplary leadership by a public safety official, active or retired, who has made significant contributions with a positive impact on public safety broadband. The awardee will have demonstrated years of dedication and service to advancing and improving public safety's broadband and FirstNet technology. Now, the recipient of this award, you've just heard him mentioned, accepting for him will be someone else because he's not here. The awardee is Mel Meyer, and accepting for him is Keith Kelly from the Athens-Clarke County Police Department. Obligatory, right? That's the obligatory. So, the next award we have is the Public Safety Broadband Technology Andy Siebold Award. This is for technology innovation. We have 3 winners of the award, and they're kind of in chronological order from how they succeed each other and put their innovations onto somebody else's innovation and moved them farther along for us, which is an example of what we've seen and heard all along. This award acknowledges technology professional or company who has made significant and positive contribution to public safety broadband. Awardee will have demonstrated a significant technology contribution and that has significant positive impact on public safety broadband and FirstNet. The first awardee is from Assured Wireless. Now you've heard about HPUE, high-powered user equipment. These folks, this company came forward and developed this process along with our FirstNet and how this goes out into the field. And you've heard over and over again how this has improved our service. So that was the groundwork. Do we have somebody from Assured here? Well, look at there.
I'd just like to say that this was like a 6-year journey, and really appreciate the support we got from AT&T to recognize what the technology could do for first responders, and people like Harlan and Andy Siebold for their help along the way doing testing, and this is our best test group we've ever had. So.
And these, you've heard this man's name mentioned earlier today, so. Thank you. So moving along, Airgain Refined Solutions and Antennas. These folks came along and helped modify what was being done by Assured Wireless and make it better for our public safety folks out there at a whole new level of innovation. So is somebody here from Airgain? Please come on up. Great product, by the way. I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
So, the last of these 3 awards is kind of the crowning achievement of everything else that we've led up to. We started seeing things out there what are called the CRDs, or Compact Rapid Deployables. This was a huge leap from where we thought we could go to where we are today. And I got to thank the Rescue 42 company for all they have done to move this forward. It's a device that you can put on the back of a pickup. One person can deploy it by themselves if they need to. You can get it out there in a hurry. It's reasonably cost efficiency. It has a reasonable cost efficiency. Sorry about that. And you can own it as a agency without strapping your budget too hard. So if I could have somebody from Rescue 42, well, look who it is.
She asked not to come up, so.
Well, then we have to have her come up.
I would just like to say, without the microphone, with the microphone, very much all the thanks to the AT&T team here. This was a huge paradigm shift for everyone, including AT&T. And all ships, big ships, take a while to turn, and it's incredible how quickly the AT&T team caught on to the concept, realized what we had, and have now embraced it and endorsing it very strongly. And without that support and the support of the FirstNet Authority in helping them understand that we wouldn't be where we are and where we're going. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So, as you can see, we're buzzing right through these pretty quick. We want to make sure that you don't have to sit a whole bunch longer because you had a long day. So, our next award is for legislative leadership. This award acknowledges leadership by members of congressional or executive branch staff, the person who has not only shown dedication to public safety technology issues, but has taken extraordinary steps to build relationships with public safety, advance legislation related to public safety technology. So, I'm going to ask Jeff Johnson to come up because this award is something kind of special. It goes to Terrell Mcsweeney, and we wanted to give Jeff a chance to talk a little bit about Terrell and what she's meant to our motion on this.
Just a bit. Terrell Mcsweeney was the local government chief of staff for Vice President Biden. And when we had hit a wall, Terrell was the person that was lucky enough to get us. And there were a number of us that sat in her office along with a number of people that were extremely high in the president's staff. But it was Terrell that saw where we wanted to go. Terrell was the one that was articulate about saying, these problems have to go away, these solutions have to come forward. And Terrell, very much like Chairwoman Rosenworcel, very direct, very clear, extremely helpful, absolutely would not be here today for any of us if it were not for Terrell Mcsweeney. So thank you, Terrell.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. So we have one last category with 3 recipients, and that is the award for congressional leadership. You've heard these names mentioned over the day of people that have helped make this thing happen when we didn't think it could, when things were tough. So these are leadership by members of Congress. Person not only showed dedication to public safety technology, but put extraordinary steps in place to build relationships with public safety and advance the legislation, which, as you can see, has been very successful in related to public safety technology. We have 3 recipients of those. The first recipient, I'm going to ask Chuck Dowd to come up. Chief Chuck Dowd, is he around? There he is. Accepting for Representative Peter King.
I reached out to Congressman King. I spoke to him. He couldn't make it today, but he was very grateful that we remembered him after 10 years and said, it's been 10 years? Yeah. And if you remember earlier in the day when we were talking about it, when we were groping around Washington, D.C., right, trying to find somebody to sponsor some legislation, Congressman King was the guy that stepped up. So, yeah, great person, great personality. We miss him on the Hill. Thank you.
Thank you. I can remember him stepping off a committee to come over and testify with us on for our legislation for somebody else's committee. So it was very good. The next award is going to go to somebody from Jeff Johnson's area again. So Jeff, can you come on up here? This award goes to Representative Greg Walden.
Okay, well, thank you.
Good enough. Okay, thanks. And our last award. Our last award goes to Senator Jay Rockefeller. As you've heard earlier, he was instrumental in making this happen. Accepting is John Branscombe, who's with his staff from that in those days. John, good to see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Want a word?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. So thank you so much for everybody's time all day long today. I'm going to turn it back over to Martha.
Martha.
Where'd you come from?
But before you start, Martha, John, it's great to see you. I hadn't seen you in many years, but John was another unsung hero in all of this and appreciates all of it himself, not only accepting the award on behalf of the senator, but for your work as well.
Thank you. I have to admit that last panel was so inspiring and clearly filled me with so much hope for the future. So thank you, gentlemen, for trekking out here and being a part of that and really taking the torch, so to speak. There's a lot of work clearly that needs to be done moving forward, and I think we have some fantastic people ready to move into those spots and continue the effort. You all have been amazing today, and I want to give one last round of applause to Chris for doing a great job as our MC. The good news is if you are actively eating and drinking, which I think should be a continuum in the next room, you can take your masks off. So again, thank you so much. Keep track of what the Public Safety Broadband Technology Association and the Public Safety Spectrum Alliance are up to. We are constantly working on behalf of first responders, and any support that you would like to lend is always welcome. And we are also going to be doing a a FirstNet User Summit in Las Vegas in September. Please go to our website and take a look at that. We would love it if you attended or if you could send some people from your agency to attend. A lot of really fun things are going to be taking place there, some real hands-on opportunities. So again, thank you so much, and please join us for our cocktails and appetizers next door.